How you guys and girls doing, everyone doing? I wasn't going to make a video, to be honest. I didn't really feel like it because it's been such a difficult year. I know it's been difficult for everyone. It's been very mentally and emotionally difficult for me as well. And I thought, what the hell? It's definitely worth doing a video. By the way, look at my new chair. I love this new chair. You guys and girls like my new chair. It's lovely, isn't it? I'm really happy. My mum got me this for Christmas, and I've been wanting a nice chair for ages. It's so comfortable, and I love the colour. It's different. I wouldn't usually go for orange, but it goes with my brown carpet and the white walls. So I feel it's weird because getting a new chair has made me more excited about doing the videos. So look, first of all, I just want to say, I hope everyone's well, and of course I mean it. I hope all of you are good. But at the same time, I know the reality is that let's not kid ourselves. Is that the likelihood is you've had a really difficult year. So what I wanted to do is just do a video, just speak on my thoughts, feelings about this year, and hopefully we can come to something useful and helpful. I'm only really going to share, things that are honest, and they can help people, or at least make people feel like that they're not on their own. So I appreciate all your support, by the way. It really has meant a lot, especially throughout the COVID. So that's been really nice. So yeah, first thing I want to say is, to sum up this year within one word is difficult, but if I'm being honest, I'd say depressing. For me, it's been depressing. The thing I want to say as well, right? Nothing's black and white. So I'm not going to sit here and say that the whole year was depressing, because it wasn't. Despite the COVID pandemic and the restrictions and the challenges and the fear and the anxiety and the stress, a lot of it I think was unnecessary from the media. But that's the media for you. That's the news. They never really seem keen in making people feel good or putting positive news. And there's so many positive things that happen in the world, but they never seem to cover that, right? Very rarely do they do. I know some media outlets do. So I felt personally the media, really frightened me to death with this virus and everything around it. And some of the stress I think that the media causes, as I said, is just not necessary. But that's another topic. So it's been a bizarre year. I mean, I've been through difficult things in my life. Everyone has, right? No one's different in that. One person's had difficult things happen to them in their life, another person hasn't. It doesn't matter if you're a multi-millionaire or you're a celebrity, whatever walk of life you come from, everyone's been through different difficult times in their lives. And for people that want to go on social media and put on this fake image, which I can't stomach, right? I'm not going to get upset about it, but I'm not a fake person. They're not sort of people that I spend time with. There's a lot of people doing it, right? It's been like that for years. People come on social media and they try and project something that they're not, and that their life is perfect. And for all of us deep down, anyone with any common sense knows that no one's life's perfect, right? Even when things are going well and you've got money and there's not a pandemic, life is difficult for everyone. And there's periods of life where things go well and it's easy, and I've had that, and that's one of the best feelings in the world. But the reality is it doesn't last. There's always things that happen that are out of our control. So first and foremost, I feel for everyone, and I really mean that, throughout this pandemic. Every person, every background, every different predicaments, and I really do feel bad for people that have obviously lost their lives, but also people that have lost their jobs. They've lost everything due to this COVID-19. They've lost their businesses that they've worked all their lives for, and the stress that must put on their family. But I think as well, I feel really bad for people with mental illness, as someone who suffers with it as well, and has been through pretty much the worst you can go, right? Thank God I didn't take my own life, right? I didn't get to that point. I'm grateful, but a lot of people have committed suicide, I think, during this time, and maybe it hasn't got spoken about enough. And I really do feel for people that suffer with mental illness, social anxiety, psychosis, all types of mental illness where they just really struggle to do everyday normal things, and being around people, they just struggle being on their own. So I really do feel for them, and I wish there was more that the government and people could do. I know there's a lot of people that are doing a lot, and it's not an easy thing to treat. Like I said, I'm not a mental health expert, so please don't message me asking me for the cure and stuff like that, because I'm not able to do that. I do the best I can by sharing my experience, right? But I do think it's a demographic of people that really do need as much help as they can get. And the thing with mental illness, a lot of people who are going for it sometimes don't know how to ask for help. So maybe me making this video will make a big difference. But again, I'm not trying to be like a do-gooder and stuff, because you can run yourself into trouble when you try and do that. But I do the bit that I can. I try and speak up and try and share my experience with it. So I feel for those people, I really do. And I can only just hope that things will get better for those people, because obviously you feel for everyone, but you have to be honest, there are people that are more vulnerable than others. Someone who's got a whole family around them and maybe in a good place, they're going to get through this pandemic a lot more easy than someone who doesn't have what about people that, I feel for people that are in this country that don't have their family. Their family might be in another country, they can't see their family, they don't have any friends, they're on their own. So it's a horrible thing. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy, even though I don't have a worst enemy, which is good, but you just wouldn't wish that on anyone, especially if you've been through it. I've been through all types of depressions and anxieties where it's a horrible place to be at, when you feel like, you just feel embarrassed, you don't want to speak about it, you don't want to open up about it, especially for men. It's really, really difficult. But also as well, women go through terrible mental illness. When I was in hospital in 2017, there was all types of people. There was men and women in the hospital where I was that had mental breakdowns and were suffering. So we also must be careful not just to say, oh, men go through mental illness, which we do. Women go through it as well, So I'm not playing. We're not playing on gender types here. Mental illness can affect anyone at any point. It doesn't care. When I was in hospital, they were telling me, the doctors, that we've had millionaires pass through here, all types of people, celebrities, and I treat everyone. I don't care what people have got, money or not money. I treat everyone how I want to be treated. I don't pander or pussyfoot around someone who's a celebrity. I don't care. It doesn't impress me. I've been through too much in my life, good, bad and indifferent, to feel less than or better than anyone, and to worship celebrities and all that kind of stuff. So I'm just making a point, right, of saying I do understand, and I do think I speak for a lot of people who suffer with anxiety, mental illness. But what I can speak of from experiences, and I really mean this, I can only speak on my honest experience. There is, it can get better for you. There is light at the end of the tunnel if you get help, professional help if you need it, if you speak to someone, if you start working on doing positive things every single day. Anyway, that's that said. On a positive note, right, there's always positive, despite the terrible time that we've all been through. One of the things that's really helped me, and I hope you guys and girls have been through this, is you really do feel grateful and appreciate the small things in life when everything's been taken away from you. I appreciate my family so much and how good they are to me, and appreciate having a flat, having food, the simple basic things that a lot of us take for granted. And I'm not going to make people feel bad about that. We're all flawed, we're all human. It's easy to say be grateful for your parents, be grateful for what you have, but when things are going well, you haven't always got time to stop and process and think, oh, I'm grateful that I can eat, oh, I'm grateful that there's people around the world that are starving and I have a house, or I've got a girlfriend, or I'm successful, or I'm in shape. You're not always thinking like that. But when you go through a bad time in life, that's when it dawns on you. That's when you're forced to be grateful. When things are taken away from you that you don't realise that benefit you or make you happy, whether you lose a loved one, or or someone leaves you in a relationship, or you lose a business, or you have a mental health breakdown, or the pandemic strikes and you're not able to go out and socialise. when things are taken away from you, it doesn't take a genius to work out. You really start reflecting and daydreaming and fantasizing and looking back on the times where things did go well, and then you can really appreciate them. And that can help you to get through difficult times. So as I said, I'd be lying if I sat here and said, you know what guys, for the whole time this pandemic's been going on since February, it was about a year now, I've been depressed, because I haven't. I've had periods throughout this time where I've been on top of the world. I've been feeling good, I've been feeling happy, I've been trying to be a positive person every day, and I've just been, I've got that momentum where I'm in a good place, I'm not getting down. But it's equally been periods throughout this year where I felt so depressed, so lonely, so anxious, so worried, so demotivated, so fed up of life and what's been going on. But thankfully, through experience and choosing to not want to be too much of a victim of depression or anxiety, I've found little ways to get myself out of it. And I guess doing this video really helps me to feel good about myself, and I think that's a good thing, and it makes me feel great to know that people that watch my videos can get some confidence or happiness or any type of positive experience, which is great. And if anyone doesn't like my stuff, I can honestly say I don't take it to heart, to be honest. I'm used to it. I've been getting criticised even before I put videos online. I got bullied at school growing up, I got judged, I got laughed at. So when you go through that, it can do two things. It can make you or break you. In the earlier years, it broke me down. It made me feel so insecure and vulnerable and frightened. But I got sick of being bullied and laughed at and growing up in a tough area, in a tough school. And I'm not advocating people to use physical force. I'm just being honest. I started fighting back and standing up to bullies. And there was a period of not being big-headed where for a while I bullied the bullies. I bullied the kids at school that were making other people's lives hell. And that's not something that I'm proud of, but I'm proud that I was able to stand up to myself, protect other vulnerable kids that were more vulnerable than I was, and they didn't have it in them to stand up for themselves. And then eventually there went for a stage in my life where I didn't really get bullied anymore, and I didn't have to bully back. So if I remember, I hope I'm not wrong, I don't ever remember bullying someone that was vulnerable. I wasn't a bully growing up, I just want to make a point of saying, but I was eventually a kid who was a victim, got bullied, and started to stand up for myself, because that's how my dad brought me up, never to be a bully, but don't let people take advantage of you. So I learned how to physically stand up for myself, and then I learned how to do it socially, and I gained a lot of confidence off the back of that, right? But I'm not perfect, I've never claimed to be, no one is, so I just want to make a point of saying that. So yeah, during this time it's made me have a lot of time to reflect on things, and I'm sure all of you, we're all human, you've been doing the same, you've been thinking about your life when it went well, why it went well, you're thinking about why has your life not gone well? You're probably thinking about that you feel bad that you've made mistakes in your life, and I think that makes you a good person. That you're you have a conscience. I've certainly been doing that, been going over things where I've let myself down, I haven't treated people in the best way, and I felt bad about that, and I think I'm going to change that. But I've also been going over times I think I'm really proud of myself. I'm really proud of the person that I've grown into and how I've treated people. So it's been a lot of reflection, whether we like it or not, because of the time spent. But yeah, for me, I've just been grateful for the smallest things, just like being able to, just cuddle up at night and be warm and watch a film on Netflix, go out for a walk. It really has made me made me think that way, and that's not been because I want to be a positive person or I want to be this or that, even though I do. That's just come naturally, that's just come through life, that's just come through what we've been through. So if you're watching this video now, give yourself a pat on the back, because you're a lot stronger than you think and give yourself credit for. I know loads of times in my life you've been doing this, I've done it, where our own minds will judge us and say that we're weak, we're terrible people, we're failures, we're losers, we're this, we're that. A lot of the times it isn't true. It's just being human, having a mind. And I think that's one of the bigger struggles that mentally ill people go through. And I want to make a point of saying, it's not just people that have got diagnosed mental illnesses. Everyone has this. It's just that most people haven't got the courage to talk openly about it. And I'm not preaching or forcing or saying everyone should be doing what I'm doing or what you're doing. I never say that. I'm not trying to change people who don't want to change. I guess I'm just sharing my life experience, and if it can help people, great. And if people ask me questions and they're respectful, and I've got the answers and I can help them, I'll answer their questions. But yeah, I'm pleased that I'm so grateful that I've got a loving family. You've really got to be grateful if you've got that. And I'm really grateful for the support that I've gotten over the years, and I'm quite proud of myself for the fact that I've maintained a good attitude right throughout this whole pandemic. I've tried to go out and I've been going in shops, you know what I mean, being polite, try to be jolly and stuff despite having bad days. So yeah, it's a crazy time. It's been a crazy year. It's been frustrating. I think I speak for many people. It's felt like our whole life is on hold. That's what's been giving me a lot of anxiety. The feeling that I can't move forward in my life. I want to go out and, you know, live my life. You know, just normal things like go gym, you know, get a girlfriend again. Who knows? Maybe start a family. I'm really looking forward to, you know, getting back to work again. I haven't been working for a while, as I've said, and I'm not embarrassed about that or ashamed due to two things. Obviously, I couldn't help having a mental breakdown. Don't want anyone to feel sorry for me. I've been on the road to recovery with that, and people have said I'm doing a lot better, which I appreciate. And then the COVID hit, but I'm confident that I will make a return and we'll get back to confidence coaching in the future. But with this COVID, we can't really say a date. I can't say, oh, in 2021, in January, February, because we really don't know. But in the meantime, I'm grateful that I can do these free videos and I can share things that I've been through that can help other people, and I enjoy it as well, you know, from a creative perspective. This is something that I love doing. I'm passionate. There's still a little bit of psychological fear with doing these videos. I'm very comfortable, believe it or not, in front of the camera, or maybe I tell myself that, you know, maybe I tell myself that, and maybe deep down I'm still nervous about doing these videos, but I've been doing it for so long, and that's the difference. People can say whatever they want or judge me, right? For those that do. But my response to you is, if you judge me for making YouTube videos and, you know, saying the things that I say and helping people, is how comes you haven't got the bottle to do it? How comes you're quick to point fingers and judge me and make fun of me, but you haven't got the guts to be yourself and to help other people and to speak out and stand out? And when you really get to the grassroots of why I do this, is because I got bullied at school, and I felt embarrassed and ashamed for having social anxiety and all these things, and I got to a point where I wasn't having it anymore. I wasn't going to be bullied or made to feel like I was worthless and wasn't good enough. I was going to, you know, use my God-given talents and the values that my parents brought me up with, my father, my mum. And I was going to believe in myself and make a difference, and I'm really pleased that I've done that over the years, and it's been an incredible journey and one that's given me a lot of life experience. But I'm not going to get into that today, that'll be for another video. But yeah, you know, I can honestly say I'm not making a single penny out of these videos at the moment. I'm not working, and now I'm surprised I'm saying this, but I'm only being honest about how I feel. It doesn't bother me, because there was a period where I was making a lot of money and doing well, and I'm grateful for that. And I grew up poor, so I never expected to make much anyway. And it's never for me been just about the money. So that's another perspective. But there's nothing wrong with earning money. You know, it's great. I encourage people, especially if you're genuine and it's honest, then great. And if anyone isn't being honest and stuff, then I'm not going to judge them for that, because I'm not a saint either. Everyone makes mistakes. So yeah, a lot to speak on, but I do plan on definitely making a return, a comeback, you know, to doing paid teaching. But that will just happen when the time's right. I'm not going to put pressure on myself. I appreciate all of you that have been emailing me as well, even asking me for paid work, and I've had to turn it down. So that's been quite flattering to know that I've still got business opportunities. And I think that's just because I've worked so hard over the years and helped a lot of people, whether I've been paid or not. I've done a lot of stuff that hasn't been paid, right? But again, I'm not saying, oh, look at me, look what, but I've done that, and I've rightly earned good money as well, which you should when you've worked hard and earn a skill. And I suppose my skill is teaching people how to build confidence and improve their social skills. That's my forte. That's what I'm blessed at, and especially people that are shy and anxious, because I'm one of them. I've built myself up, so I know it takes one to know one, and I believe in all of you because I've come from not believing myself, facing my fears, and then succeeding. And then obviously the belief comes when you start to get the confidence. So yeah, for those of you that appreciate what I do, great. For those of you who criticise me, I suppose you play a very important part. Without your criticism, without the judgments and the trolling over the years, I wouldn't have been able to achieve what I've achieved. And when I say me, I don't just mean like look at me selfishly. I mean the amount of people's lives that I've helped just through the conversations that I have over these videos and the things that I talk about. That can really make a difference. Men, women, old, young. I've had emails over the years from people around the world, and it's really humbling. I can't always fully take it in because I'll probably get emotional and it probably make me cry and stuff. And I don't want to get like. There's nothing wrong with crying, but it might overwhelm me. I don't want to have another breakdown. But I'm so grateful for it. I was always grateful back then, so that's really something. It's hard to take it in because I'm still a normal person, very normal. So to think that I grew up my whole life watching these movie stars and people, I'm not saying I'm a movie star, I'm not, but to do something that I thought I couldn't do, which is to impact people's lives around the world one way or another, is really a tremendous thing. And I almost feel like I can't take all the credit for it because, as I said, my parents have played a big role in the way they brought me up, and I suppose faith, people I've been around, the good experiences I've had, the good people and my people that have been bad. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like this will make a lot of sense, and it will maybe help a lot of people to make some sense. But yeah, all we can do is hope and pray that things will get better. But in the meantime, just be grateful for every little thing. Grateful to be alive, have health, and grateful to be able to eat. I've just been so grateful that I've been able to eat and throughout the whole time, and I've got some nice clothes on thanks to having good parents. And I'm not wealthy at this point in time, but the little savings I've had, I've managed to keep myself fresh and clothes smart. But I'm still ambitious, and I'm going to talk about it in another video. I don't care to speak on that now. People might be wondering what are my plans and stuff, and one of you asked me how do you deal with not working. I think I've kind of answered that question by being grateful, by enjoying the small simple things in life, and preparing for when you're going to get back into work, because you can always turn it around in life. If you've lost your job and you haven't got no job, or you've had to go on welfare or benefits, or you've lost your home, or you've lost a relationship, I'm not saying by any means these things are nice. They're horrible things, but you can turn it around. People do it. I've done it many times. You can get back into employment again. If you've had a mental breakdown, you can get help, medication, therapy, you can get yourself well again, you can lose weight. There is always hope. As long as you're alive and breathing, you can turn it around. And I'm not speaking bollocks, I'm speaking from experience, from what I've personally done myself, what I've seen other people do, what I've seen friends do, what I've seen a lot of you do, what I've seen when I was teaching full time and I had clients. I've seen amazing changes. So I'm only speaking on the truth, being genuine. So let us know in the box below what your thoughts. So you might have a different perspective. Some of you might say it wasn't a difficult time for you. If it wasn't, then I'm happy for you. But for most people, it's been hell and back. But in difficult times, it does force you to be nicer and be grateful and to develop new skills, which I said in previous videos. So I'll leave it as that because I'm actually feeling exhausted from doing this video, and I'll do another one. So Happy New Year if this video goes out by then, or let's hope for a better 2021. I hope all of you made the Christmas as good as you can, and look, if you have been on your own and stuff, I really do feel for you. And like I said, look, please don't email me for therapy or mental health like one-on-one, because I'm not working at the moment. I'm not in that position, and I'm not a mental health worker. My best advice to you is speak to your parents and go and get a professional help, because they can really help you. So I'm not being empathetic. I do care, but I can't try and go into an area where I'm not qualified. Confidence coaching is quite different to therapy for someone who's going through mental health problems, which is why I had to get help. So I speak from experience, and hopefully none of you are in that position, but if you are, please speak to your parents or anyone that is a trusted friend or anything. All right, become fearless. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you soon.